Welcome to the CDO Magazine interview series. I'm Asha Saxena, CEO of World Leaders Advancing Women Leaders in Data and AI. I'm really proud of this organization because I always say that I worked as a technologist for 30 years, and this is the first time I'm working with a mission-based organization that stands strongly behind making the world a better place. Truly, world leaders coming together to advance this mission is going to create a fair digital world with equity and parity. And I feel it's not a journey for me to take alone, but it's the journey of all our members, our champions, our allies, and everyone who's listening to this session. Hopefully you are placing and doing some little work to make sure that we continue to build a fair digital world. I am so excited. Every time I'm here with, or I have a conversation with Laura Ellis, I'm always excited, Laura, to talk to you, but I'm really honored to have you here to talk about this important topic about AI and leadership. Laura, you are the Vice President for Data and AI at Rapid7. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Asha, and I love every good time we get to talk with each other as well.
I think it's the passion for AI and what really, I feel like, how they say that everything in your life comes together and really brings you together for something bigger. I feel that I started my career as a programmer and then became an engagement manager, program director, and then ran my own businesses where I built data management consulting firm, e-commerce company, healthcare software company. So I really work from services and product angle, but I've never been so excited in my career as I've been since the birth of ChatGPT or the large language models, because really it's changed our world. I mean, we were seen as engineers working on the back office, working on ERPs and CRMs and just making better reports and analyzing the data, which the end users may or may not use. And now ChatGPT has, or the large language model has really brought this excitement in the business world that everybody wants to use this, ChatGPT or large language model or generative AI, whatever you want to call. I'm invited to so many conferences and talks where everybody wants to learn about it. I was at a conference in Whistler where I had 400 CEOs. And I cannot tell you, within 10 minutes, I said, I'm going to run a masterclass. And within 10 minutes, I had 30 people register for a class, which I said, there's only 10 people I'm going to allow. And 30 people, and I said 10 people who can bring, 3 members only. And 28 people registered within 10 minutes to bring 5 people. They were requesting me to bring 5 people. So the demand is huge. And I see it every day I go. But before we jump into this juicy topic of generative AI, I want to learn about your personal journey. How did you get to being the Vice President of Data and AI?
Well, thank you for asking. Similar, I think you put it well where you said everything we've done has sort of led us into this point, right? So I love data and AI and analytics because it's people from all angles come in. You kind of just get a little taste of data and then want more. So I came in a little bit more on the traditional side. I did software engineering in school, and then I just happened to get a job out of school in databases. And at that point, database was really back office, right? It was like everything was about the web application and the database was just serve up the data and, you better be performant, you better work. So it was all of that. And then over time, online dashboards became a thing. And that's where we really started to see like analytics, real-time people getting their hands on the data, regular people, not just the apps, right? So I started pursuing more the analyst role. And then around 2013, data science became a lot more tangible. And I went and got my master's in predictive analytics because I thought, okay, I'll learn all the data science and then I can know everything about data. Like I can do all the magic. And then I was a practicing data scientist for a while, and that made me have really the healthy respect for the data pipelines and, how it has to be the high quality data. You have to understand it. So I kind of went back into data engineering, and then I sort of realized, well, it's all about the people actually. And so I've been in data leadership since then. But, in this past summer, so I've been doing data leadership across analytics, across data storage and data science. But this past summer, with the rise of ChatGPT, it's really awesome to have this sort of like coming home to, hey, we can really do this AI thing now that we've been trying to do for the last decade.
That's so true. First of all, I am excited because it's not only building application that might get shelved. Now we are building application that people can use immediately. They can go out there. In fact, I work with private equity companies, and one of our portfolio companies lined up launching a SQL connection to the Chat GPT. And so they upload their Excel financial statements and performance metrics and all these data they're uploading into their personalized model and writing SQL automatically. So they were talking about how writing SQL used to be just a programmer's job, and now the entire analysts are working on writing SQL because they don't have to write it. They can have Codex write their SQL, and now everybody's a programmer because they can use. And they were sharing how they got $5 million to the bottom line, to the EBITDA, just by one application of AI. I mean, so truly, there are such great success stories when you're talking about, using AI. But it always, as you said, it's not just about, where is the data stored? Or, of course, is the data clean? Is the data, governed? But the big question, I think I love what you said, is it's about people. Can you solve the problem? Do you know which problem to solve? Which is a high value problem for you to solve with AI? And I think that comes with having not just the IQ, but the EQ. They say we are moving into the world where you have a genius friend who has a very high IQ, which is your ChatGPT friend, right? IQ can be based on the AI model, but it's people who have the EQ to figure out what problem are you solving. Are you addressing the right business problem? And I think that's where you're kind of falling into when you say it's about people. Do people understand the problem they're solving, how they're using AI, and how they're governing the data and the solutions, which becomes critical in this day and age.
Right. And how, using that EQ, how are you delivering that solution they need, but then also with the transparency that they need, that they're trusting your solution to be that, assistant to them or whatever the situation is, right? Because these things aren't at this point yet. We don't have proliferation of agents out there yet. These things aren't fully running themselves. You need those humans to be working with them, and those humans need to trust it.
That's absolutely true. So what are you working on that excites you? What is about this AI, the use cases or the problems it's solving that is really energizing you?
Yeah. So cybersecurity is such an exciting and fast moving space, even just on its own, right? Because everything is changing. There are new threat vectors, right? Because tech is constantly expanding, and there are new threat actors and threat techniques all the time. And basically the analysts who are setting out there to protect our systems and then also look at risks as they're coming in, they're just faced with so much data incoming them. So we're really looking at, and I think anybody in cybersecurity and AI is looking at, how do you make those security practitioners' life easier? And so we kind of wear two hats in this space. And this is why I think it's so cool being in cybersecurity and AI. Hat number one is, do the job we already did better, faster, stronger with AI. So, help them reduce the noise of the things that they're looking at, give them more context, summarization, like with LLMs, or statistical likelihood of this thing being a problem with AI. And just like anything you can do to reduce their toil, all that manual work. So that's, hat number one. But then hat number two is not just do the same job better. This is a new AI, as wonderful as it is a new threat vector too. So we have to expand our services and offerings in order to protect the AI systems as well. So it's really cool. Two fast growing spaces. And I just love how fast it's moving.
Yeah, and I say to everybody, who talks to me about it, that become a student again. How fun it is that you can go back to school and start learning again. If you enjoy learning, and if you are a lifelong learner, what a great time to be in this environment where, my God, there's new releases every day. There's another release coming out. So we have to be in the constant pace of change and evolution of what technology is bringing to us. And being technologists ourselves, what a great time for us to get really involved and engaged. But thank you, Laura. I can probably go for hours, but we have time limit. Thank you for coming today. I really, really appreciate you having here.
Thank you, Asha. Thank you for having me.